Yes, y'all. Welcome into Friday night after dark special edition of the Dumb Marks podcast. Here to break down everything that is NXT for NXT in your house. Gentlemen, how's everybody's Friday night? I know here in Pittsburgh the sun's just setting, so it's not really after dark yet, but with SmackDown on now and then AEW on afterwards, we figured we'll split it in half. We'll go on live at 9:00. So
that works.
We'll run through this, get through it, and while we're on the second hour of SmackDown, and probably get off the air here before AEW kicks off, or right as AEW kicks off. But how's everybody doing tonight? We good?
Doing good.
Ready to get into some in your house talk?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. TakeOver in your house. Again, the second year rendition of the famous 90s pay-per-view where they used to give away literal houses. And this year's, it will be guest hosted by the one and only Todd Pettengill, making his return back to the WWE. So it'll be really good to see Todd back on our screen here. It'll be interesting with him back in the fold for this special. We didn't have him last year, obviously, due to COVID. And I don't know if they planned on bringing him back last year or not, but it was nice to hear that he'll be back in the fold. And Tuesday night on the Go Home show, we got a little live update report from Doc Hendricks. So Michael P.S. Hayes going back to his alter ego.
I couldn't take Doc on Tuesday. Like he was doing
like
that.
They ran through it like 2 times, didn't they?
Yeah, he was just giving that fake announcer voice, like it's in your house. And it's like no,
but that
Doc,
was his whole
shtick.
That was his whole shtick whenever he was doing it back in the day.
He didn't do it that bad though.
You didn't think it was that heavy?
No, I didn't think so. But
do you think
he was corny back in the day? But it was just his personality being corny, not so much like giving like the announcer voice with it.
As Bruce and Conrad say on their podcast, dude. Do you think he cut that promo with the fanny pack on? Because he never goes anywhere without the fanny pack.
This is true.
So
they should have showed it.
Probably
did. He had to have the fanny pack on, right?
Yeah.
Probably the pink, yellow, and blue fanny pack. So it's got a match.
But yeah, so let's get into it. Let's talk about the Go Home show from Tuesday night, and then we'll run through and break down the card, give our predictions for who will win, who will lose, and match of the night like we always do with these prediction shows. While you're watching along, drop a comment. Let us know who you think is going to win what matches, match of the night as well, and anything else that you guys have on your mind, questions, comments, whatever the case may be. The more you interact with us, the better the show will be, so we appreciate you. And before we dive into it, a little shout out today. There was a Dumb Marks podcast mark out there. So shout out to Cam at the Steel City Con. Got a picture with the AEW champ Britt Baker, Pittsburgh's own 412's own. So the Dumb Marks made their way to Steel City Con, and we love that. We love to see you guys out there. Appreciate it. Take pictures. Let us know where you guys are at with the merch on. Head over to prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod. Pick up the After Dark shirt. And hey, this is an NXT show. This is
Here we go.
Yeah, you're also supposed to be on the show.
I'm shilling out and pubbing the brand, and this guy wants to throw out this is an NXT show. I'm not breaking down AEW's card for the night, Jagoff. I'm out here pumping the brand, you mark. Jesus.
Thanks to Cam for representing Steel City Con.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you, Cam. Love the support. And with that being said, TakeOver. So, Go Home show Tuesday night. Before we get into likes, dislikes, what you thought, overall feeling of the TakeOver Go Home show from Tuesday
Before we
night.
get into that, I noticed something this week that I must not have paid attention to for a few months now. Since, I did not know that NXT takeovers were on traditional pay-per-view now. Because it's apparently been since TakeOver 31. And because I saw on the advertisement this week, live on pay-per-view, and I was just like, oh, they're just doing a knockback to the old in your house stuff. And this will be the first in your house on pay-per-view since I think 1999. But yeah,
So wait, what do you mean live on pay-per-view? They can actually
you can buy it on pay-per-view. So you don't need Peacock or the WWE Network. You could buy it on pay-per-view.
So not only are they're double dipping, right? They got the they got the big money deal from Peacock, but now you can go on it and buy it through regular pay-per-view.
$45.
Wow.
Sign up for Peacock. Sign up for Peacock because, and we talked about this on the pod before. We said, what's the the next step with them on Peacock? And we said that it's going to eventually turn into where you're going to be like the UFC model on ESPN Plus, where you'll get the shows and everything else and some specials for free, but you're going to end up having to pay for the pay-per-views on Peacock. This is surprising that they're going with the old school pay-per-view format where you can actually purchase it without getting on Peacock. I'll be interested to see what the buys are for that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any for the previous. I think it was 31, and maybe after 31 was Stand Deliver. I don't remember if there was another one in between or not. But
I haven't seen anything on my cable whenever I'm on my guide letting me know that there's a pay-per-view available to buy this weekend.
Yeah, I looked it up on the in-demand channel or whatever Comcast calls it, and it is there, and that's whenever I saw it was $45. But
wow,
it's like, yeah, I did not know that they were doing this, and either they snuck this in quietly, just as another option,
right?
Or I guess for people that can't get Peacock or whatever, it is another option to have it available. But $45,
$45 is a lot, especially whenever if you're a Comcast subscriber like myself, which most people in the Northeast are. You get Peacock Premium as part of your Comcast subscription, so you're not shelling out the additional whatever it is per month because it's already included in your cable package, which is high enough as it is. But there are some benefits with streaming services being added in there that you're not paying additionally for because of the cable. So, but yeah, that's interesting. I'll be curious to see what their buy rate is for this pay-per-view as a standalone pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I wonder
to do that for another episode where we look at the past buys for some of the other ones too.
Now, is that because overseas people can't watch Peacock overseas? Are they still able to get the pay-per-view through the network?
Yeah.
That was originally announced?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that would, I could see like overseas or in Canada or whatever the case may be, having to purchase the pay-per-view that way. But if you can still get on the network overseas because Peacock's not internationally, streaming internationally yet, then it just doesn't make a lot of sense as to why they go to the original pay-per-view format.
Yeah, I mean, you can still purchase the normal, like Hell in a Cell next weekend. You can buy that on pay-per-view. I guess it's just giving more options for people that don't have Peacock or
what was the did you see the price for Hell in a Cell, and was it any different?
It was the same, $45.
Okay. I mean, 45 is not bad. AEW was 50 for theirs, but they only have 4 years. So I guess WrestleMania back in the day used to be what, 70?
I think so, yeah.
So
I don't remember what they were charging this year, because they were doing the 2-night. You could purchase either night for WrestleMania, or you could do like a package deal, and I don't remember what they were charging for either one.
Okay. All right. So yeah, interesting to see. With pay-per-views, and what their buy rate is for that. So okay, good to know. I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't see anything about it. That's
well, I wasn't the only one though.
Yeah, no, not at all. So, all right, the Go Home show. Before we break stuff down and actually get into stuff that happened on the show, what did you guys think of it as far as a Go Home show? Did it add any interest? Did it make you guys want to go out and seek this pay-per-view on Sunday?
Not really.
It was about the same for me. It didn't pique my interest, or it didn't lose my interest.
No.
Not at all.
We talked on the show that NXT's kind of just been not a bad show, not a great show. It's been level for a while, and that's.
See, I thought this one, for being the Go Home show, I was disappointed in Tuesday night's episode.
I was more upset that I felt like they were promoting like matches for next week, a lot on this show too. Like, just like, okay, you have a takeover this Sunday, just focus on that stuff. Like, I get you have matches to build up down the road, but like this is the go home show for an event.
Yeah, and I mean, for the most part, they did touch on everything that's going to be on the card, and sprinkled some stuff in to get you ready for next week's show.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I didn't think this did anything to add to the build of the pay-per-view itself. Like I didn't, so I don't know how do you guys want to do this? You want to talk about the go home show and then get into the card, or you want to talk about, pull up the card and we can go on what they covered on the show itself? How do you want to break this down?
Yeah, you want to do that? You want to go through the matches and then we can kind of go.
That'll be a different spin on it. We'll talk about what they did on the show, and then we'll give the prediction for the match. Yeah.
All right. Let's start off with there's 5 matches total. 4 of them are title matches. So let's start with the one that's not a title match. So we'll go with Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li.
Yeah, this so on the go home show we saw Xia attack Mercedes before the match even started, as she came out on the ramp there. I thought what they did Tuesday night, I thought it hurt Xia, because you have her do this big beatdown of Mercedes.
Mm.
Mercedes gets in the ring, the bell rings, and she wins her match. And it, you know what I mean? It's like, I took your best shot. You gave me a sneak attack. I was still able to recover, still able to win my match, cut a promo on you after my match. So what do you think I'm going to do to you on Sunday? Like, I don't think it did Xia any benefit. I would have much rather them ran a video package for these two. And I know they referenced the history on Tuesday night, but go back through and put a package together and have them talk back and forth. And then, that's what I would have rather have seen than them get physical. But they kind of did that the previous week, so it's like you can't do that 2 weeks in a row. I just don't think the interaction did anything to help Xia at all.
And they were pushing their social media accounts saying it was going back and forth, because it was like, go on their social media and you could see them going back and forth about their rivalry and all that stuff. It's like, okay.
And these are 2 people that I really don't care about doing social media stuff on them.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like both of them. I think they're both talents, but like that doesn't add anything to me to go on their social media.
To me, this match doesn't feel like it's a takeover match.
No.
So I'll be interesting to see where they place this on the card itself, because the build hasn't been that great. It's been a little lackluster, and it's, to me, I just don't see these two on TakeOver right now as far as like a feud goes. I would have much rather have seen this be on Tuesday night after TakeOver.
I think this is going to be the second match on the card. I keep going back and forth on where what's going to be the opener. I'm not sure if it's going to be the $1 Million Championship or if it's going to be the 6-man, because I think either one of them could get the crowd going for the night, and then I could see this match following that.
I didn't really add anything. Like I said, I thought it hurt Xia, given where they're going with her. But yeah, it just didn't work out for me. So this is going to be an interesting match as far as prediction goes, because both women can't afford a loss here.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing.
Good point.
So what do you like? How do you book this to where a loss doesn't hurt the person that loses? So
does Xia's group get involved somehow and it's not a clean finish? Maybe.
But how many times on TakeOver have we seen not clean finishes?
It doesn't happen. Yeah.
Normally, for it being a WWE pay-per-view, quote unquote, even though there's separate developmental Triple H, the whole 9 yards, but it's rare that you get a pay-per-view, a TakeOver match that's not booked with a clean finish. I'm sure it's happened out there. If you guys are listening, comment and let us know. You know what I mean? Some examples here, but normally they're all clean finishes. So I don't. Yeah, something has to happen here because it's not good for either woman to lose here, especially Mercedes.
Yeah, because she lost her last 2 high-profile matches.
Right. So you lose those 2, and but Xia and the group, it's like
it's a build-up for them.
they were hot for a while, and then I don't know if it's because of injuries to people that they were going to be working with that changed, or they just creative there. Triple H, Shawn, and the crew just kind of turned off from it. I don't know what the case has been, but you haven't seen them a lot lately.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but
I haven't been real. Oh, and I've mentioned on the pod before, I'm not a big fan of that group. Like, I haven't liked the story development from it, but I like both women in this match. I think maybe the outcome could kind of tell you, where they're going, like who they're going to be pushing more out of this. I don't think a loss is going to hurt either one of them because I think they're both popular, both talented, both fan favorites in a way.
This is Zia's first takeover match.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I even before that I was going to go with Xia just for the win, but yeah, I think that might even kind of put the stamp on it more for me.
So you got Xia?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Xia as well, just from the sheer standpoint of I think Mercedes can, even though she's lost her last 2 high-profile matches, I think she's somebody that can take the loss and still move forward from it. Xia, whatever they're going to do with her, I don't know if this is kind of like a jumping off point to maybe giving her a little bit of a push to see what she does and have her work against some of the top tier card people, because before she was working with Casey and that, so she hasn't really been in there too much with upper echelon people in the NXT women's division. So yeah, we'll see with that. Mercedes with the win, brings leader out ? 10.
You can't remember what her name is.
10G.
So we still don't know who the leader is, although everybody says it's supposed to be and I forget her name. Look at this dumb mark. I forget who it was rumored to be.
I still think under that. I still think it's Mr. McMahon under there. He's gonna get one last performance.
It was me, Mercedes. It was me all along.
I'm gonna go with Xia Li too, just because I want to see the group get pushed more. It's time to open up the curtain and unveil like who these people are, what their motives are, and everything.
Yeah, because Boa hasn't even had a match since they started this whole thing with the group. So like. He just walks around with the Matrix suit on. my 2001 prom tux. It walks around backstage hunting people. Like,
someone find that picture.
It was all white too. It was crispy. It was all white.
Had that Seth Rollins drip.
Yeah, I was better than Seth.
Ooh. There's that ego.
Yeah. So all right. So we got 3-1 here. We got Xia with Jason Chapman in there with Mercedes for the win. So all right. What's next?
Up next, we'll go with the $1 Million Championship ladder match: LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes.
I was so hopeful when DiBiase came back and Grimes with the whole, striking it rich thing with the Dogecoin and all that other stuff, crypto and everything else. I was so excited and so hopeful for what was going to happen with it. And it has just completely faltered and fluttered. And I think it hasn't been good at all. It hasn't done anybody any favors. The unveiling on Tuesday night of the $1 Million belt just fell completely flat. Them two seemed like 2 junior high dudes bickering over a girl. Like, it And DiBiase, for as good as he's been on the mic throughout his career, he has not been good at all when they've given him the mic since he's been back.
How about when he was laughing at the end? It was like,
you know,
it wasn't even time right with his music.
Yeah.
I like the gold ladder with the you know the dollar signs on it, and that's a little switch up presentation.
Solid gold ladder.
Yeah, it's a little switch up presentation wise, but I'm disappointed in this just with how they've done everything. And I really like LA Knight and Cameron Grimes both. Like, so it has nothing to do with them too. It's just the way that it's been, and it's completely fallen on deaf ears for me.
The thing I don't understand is how long are they really going to be doing stuff with these guys? You know, how long is the $1 million title going to last? I don't. Is it just going to come out for like a month or a day or what?
That was my thought too. As soon as they unveiled the title, I was like FTW title. It was like, it's just no point. Why have another belt?
I mean, they revamped it. They gave it a new look. So you know, it looks modernized now. It's not the
Triple H said it's the original.
But if you look at the
they did have a different one made, but they end up getting the original.
It didn't look like the original to me on Tuesday night. It looked like it was updated because the faceplate on it was flat with the dollar sign sitting on top of it. And the old school one, the diamond studded dollar symbols were separated, and you saw more of the belt in between them.
Okay.
Like the link, like a watch link almost. You know what I mean? Like, So yeah, I mean,
I'd be surprised if the real one's being hung up above the ring, just because that never really clasped properly, anyways.
But so yeah, I mean, maybe they put the one that they did have in the case, and that's the one that'll get hung up just so it stays up there, and then they'll come out with the original with whoever wins it. But yeah, I don't know, Jay. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this build for this match and what they did on Tuesday night?
I agree with what you were saying. It just like eventually just lost its luster. Like going in, like. Yeah, it just ran out on me.
Yeah,
that's what for something that I was so excited for. This is the first thing that NXT has done where I've been really excited for a storyline to see where they take it, and this is the first time for something that I've been invested in whenever it started that I didn't enjoy what they did throughout the process and leading to the eventual payoff.
Yeah, once they got DiBiase in the in-house, it just didn't feel right to me. Like he hasn't been able to cut it on the mic. And he's like the main point for me.
And honestly, I think
bringing the legend back.
Huh?
I think it's brought
bringing
Grimes
legends
down.
back.
A little bit.
I think this whole process has brought Grimes down, character-wise.
Yeah.
To me, Knight has been consistent.
Yeah, LA Knight character-wise is fine, and I get him why he's put in this spot for this match. I understand that, but from how high Grimes was and how hot he was character-wise whenever it first started and everything, to me, it's just like week after week, the more he's interacted with it, it's just brought him down to where it doesn't matter anymore. So. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what they do with it moving forward after one of these guys wins on Sunday, and see if it turns into more storylines. But I don't know.
I enjoyed the promo he cut in the ring on Wednesday or on Tuesday. Grimes. Yeah.
That was better than what he did.
Normally it's hit or miss, but to me that was good.
Oh. All right, let's go around the horn here. Who you guys got for the winner of the $1 million championship?
I'll take LA Knight, just because if it's for the $1 million belt and all that stuff, that's a heel gimmick type belt, and I think he'll be better with it. So, LA Knight.
Chris?
You guys know me. I like both of them on the mic, but I'm not real crazy about either one of them in the ring, so I'm not really sure how this is going to play out overall. I think right now the gimmick would fit Cameron Grimes better, so I'm going to go with him.
Jay?
I'm gonna go with Knight. Same reason Dawn said, more of a heel belt. And I feel like he can carry it better.
Definitely.
I agree. Character wise, I think it's something that can enhance Knight to get more heat. Not that he can't get heat by himself, because he definitely can. But I just feel that Grimes doesn't need this as far as his character and where he's at right now. You know what I mean? If they're putting these two in here to win this, to be the $1 million champion, I think looking at the two, talking wise, looks wise, everything else, and the whole LA night and from LA, and you know what I mean? Like, to me, it fits more of that $1 million championship vibe than Grimes, who's this Southern boy from North Carolina that hit it big in crypto and GameStop. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't fit. So for that, I'm gonna go with LA Knight.
All right, we'll go to the next match of the 6-man winner take all. We have the champions Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado del Fantasma.
I like this swerve. I like the fact that they're putting all the belts on the line for this. We haven't seen this in NXT yet, as far as a matchup goes. It was a nice swerve for me. I enjoyed it, because you would think that this would be two separate matches on the card. You know what I mean? But they're doing something different, and I'm always up for something different, whether it works or not. That's up for debate, and that's what we do whenever we break down the shows. But I enjoyed the swerve and them making the announcement, that they're it's gonna be all for all the gold, and you get the titles on the line.
I like the stipulation. It's just the MSK part of it. It's like they're pairing them with people just to get not that I don't like MSK, just to get the heat off of them.
But do you think Bronson? Do you think Bronson's that big of a baby face and is that beloved that his shine will rub off on them if that's what they're doing?
But it's like they're not going to go full boo. Just because Bronson's in there. Mm-hmm. They've just been pairing them with people ever since they got booed, and it's annoying me.
And the crazy thing to me still on that is how it's a lot of people, it's a lot of friends and family and super fans that are just in the CWC right now. Mm-hmm. So for them to kind of turn on them just
for nothing, it makes no sense.
Surprises me still.
They haven't done anything to get booed.
Like, there you go, friends and family of people who've been trying to cut it. Just got passed by.
Your
inner
circle.
Like they've had good matches since they've been in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they're an exciting team that you can get behind. They bring another level of intensity when they're in the ring, as far as their double team moves and their quick hits and their innovation in the ring. So like, I don't know what there is to boo. Like, I really don't. I've tried. It's been asked, throughout Twitter's feeds and everything else. Whenever NXT's on, people online still don't know why people there are actually booing them. They have no, nobody can put their stamp on why they're getting booed. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense at all.
My thing is, like, I want to let the fans do what they do, but it being NXT, a smaller scale, I don't know how many people hate MSK. Is it just the CWC, or is it there's more people outside? If it's just the CWC, then I don't want them controlling your
narrative.
Yeah, of your characters.
And we won't know that because it's not like NXT is touring and going to be in front of live crowds. So like, they didn't make any announcement that there's going to be more people in the CWC this week for in your house. Like, so you're still going to have the same number of people that you have had previously. So what are you going to get? Are you going to get them booing again on Sunday night whenever they're in the ring and they do something? You know what I mean? Like, I can see them. You know, if you want to knock off the boos and don't have them boo them at all, then Bronson would be the one to pick up the pin and get the win if they're going to have them go over.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I enjoyed the setup for it. It came quickly. It came out of nowhere. You know, doesn't necessarily make me hate the idea of Escobar going right in and challenging for the NXT, United States Championship or North American Championship, because people had questions as far as that went. Like, how do you lose, 2 cruiserweight title matches, but yet you're first up in line for the North American? This is a way to get around that. So I enjoy the booking aspect from that standpoint. But yeah, I don't know. Anybody got anything? Any other thoughts from Tuesday night before we run through the prediction here? All right, around the horn, who we got?
Go, Dome.
I got Bronson and MSK. They just won the belts, both of them. They're not going to lose them that quick.
Chris?
I'm thinking the opposite. I think that this is a workaround to get the title off of Bronson instead of having him actually drop it to somebody. I know it would be kind of quick since he just got it, but I just think it's an easy workaround. I think Legado del Fantasma is pretty hot right now. I think they kind of deserve the belts, and I'm going with them to win. I'll take home the gold.
Jay?
I want Fantasma to win, but since they just put the belt on Reed, I'm thinking he's going to retain. They're going to retain.
Yeah, I'm going with Bronson and MSK, with Bronson getting the pinfall victory on probably on Wilder. I don't think Escobar will be the one to get pinned here from Legado. I just, Bronson just won it, but not only did he just win it, you hyped him up for the 2-night takeover special before WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Then you put him in the spot where he wins it and beats Gargano, who held it for a long time. Like, they're not going to have him drop it this fast. There hasn't been time to say, okay, what you've done with the belt is not working, so we're going to take it off you.
Mm-hmm. And especially when they have Swerve looking at everybody too.
Right.
When the ring came out.
But do you think Swerve could beat Bronson? I could see Swerve beating.
Swerve can beat Bronson.
Yeah.
He had to beat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I don't see them dropping it this fast.
Cool. All right, we'll move on to the next one. The NXT Women's Championship. Raquel González versus Ember Moon.
So this was the semi-main event on Tuesday night. Ember Moon and Dakota Kai, which they had a really good match. That was the best match of the night on Tuesday night from my standpoint, was them two. And I enjoyed them putting, having Ember hit the clips and sending some out there on the Go Home show before the pay-per-view, saying all I need to do is hit this one move and it's lights out. I'm a 2-time women's champ. So nice setup there. I enjoyed that and looking forward to the match on Sunday. Anybody else? No?
I enjoyed the match too. I think Raquel's just in a weird spot. Like, she's heel, but you kind of want her to be face. I don't. Weird. Just for me.
No, I
agree.
mean, them keeping her with Dakota has definitely been that. We still want you to be bad, even though you're getting cheers.
Yeah.
And to me, like this has to be at some point in time. It has to be Dakota versus her.
Yeah.
To make that flip for her going to babyface champ.
Yeah.
It's just when you look at heel wise for the women's division, your stronger competitors heel wise aren't really there. So like besides Dakota, the only other heel that you have that you would put in there against Raquel would be Toni Storm.
Right now, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Toni hasn't been shown in the best of light lately for whatever reason.
Mercedes is a CWC heel. I don't know
Yeah,
what
but
they
I
I don't know who's heel in that one.
but she just, she just beat her. She just beat her at the last pay-per-view. So
True.
you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's kind of why they want her to still stay heel, because they have more babyface women they can put in there against her right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's even like whenever after she won the title and they did that championship thing with the women, that doesn't play. That comes off as face. Like, and I think that kind of makes you think of her more as face than heel. And I'm not even sure that, say tomorrow night she would just come out and beat the shit out of Ember. I'm not even sure that would turn her heel with the fans. I think that might even just make them like her more.
I don't think that will be the case because of how much Ember's beloved.
Yeah. Like I don't know. My whole thing on that is I just don't know what they could do with her that would make the fans actually want to boo her. I think the fans just like her too much that no matter what they do, they're going to cheer her.
Yeah, I mean, if this is going to lead to Dakota and her splitting and that be the feud, while you elevate some other people up the card as far as heel women that challenge her, you could run one or two shows or pay-per-views, but NXT don't run pay-per-views that often. But you can stretch that feud out a little bit between her and Dakota, and get a couple, 2-3 match series out of it to where, different stipulation here, there, whatever the case may be, while you're making some other heels to challenge her afterwards. So, did they put any doubt in your mind that Raquel is not going to win on Sunday based off of what they did on Tuesday night? No, you're not going to suspend your disbelief just a little bit to think Ember has a chance.
What happens in pro wrestling? Whoever stands tall before on the go home show.
Yep.
Tends to lose on the pay-per-view.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I'm not sitting here saying Ember couldn't do it. I do believe she's championship material. It's just the way.
It is, but
just kind of what you guys said about Bronson Reed before that. I think her reign's gonna outrun Bronson, but
of course,
it's just right now. No, she's not getting the title taken off her.
No.
Yeah. I agree. It's a clean sweep for Raquel, but it is interesting where they go with the women, because Io came back Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she kind of went after Candice there, so it's like, all right, are you giving Io one last run, or what's going on here with her? You know what I mean? But again, Io's a face, so if you want to keep Raquel heel, then you run that back. But is it too soon to run that back already? And then the only other woman that I can think of besides Tony, as far as heel goes, and she's only had one match so far, would be Frankie Monet, aka Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah.
So is it too soon for her? NXT normally doesn't push women that quickly. They, you know what I mean? Like, they normally, it's rare that you get somebody coming in and is hot shotted up to the top of the card.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see her take her time.
Yeah.
But that's the only other woman that I can think of besides Tony that you could say is a legitimate, or could be a legitimate heel to challenge a face Raquel after, Dakota and her split.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'd rather see them hotshot Dakota and Raquel more than hotshot Frankie into the title picture.
Which is fine You go into Dakota next, and then you can have Tony and you can have Frankie on down the line. You know what I mean? Like that'll give you time to let Frankie build up. You know what I mean? Some wins and get some stories. Maybe have a feud or two with other people, and to push her up the card to where it's not necessarily a hot shot rocket strapped to her, but you can see her making her way up to go, okay, this is going to be the challenger. I mean, to me, she's going to be somebody that's going to hold the NXT Women's Championship at some point in time.
Yeah.
There's no way.
If they would do Dakota, say, SummerSlam-ish, and then end it like around Survivor Series, I'd be okay with Frankie doing it like around the Rumble. If they go back to that kind of formula of whenever there's takeovers.
So
like, I think
6 months from now.
I think
6 months.
Early 2022, I think would be fine with her.
What do you say, Jay?
Said you got the belt. You got Raquel holding the belt that long?
I think so.
That'd be a 6-7 month run.
Yeah.
When's the last
and
time?
NXT women held NXT women. They've been holding the belts for a while.
Yeah. I mean, we've all seen it. You know what I mean? So, like,
barring anything unfortunate from happening, I think there's nobody really right now that's in position to take the title off of her.
Yeah, that's why. So, like, if you go Dakota, Tony, Frankie, I think that's a nice 3-person run there that you can get, a 7-month reign out of, and then have Raquel go into the Rumble next year, and you know what I mean? Like, you can do that with her. So,
and if they push Tony right, that match could make you question who's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
With Tony being a former UK Women's Champion, you might not guess who's going to walk out with the title.
Right. Yeah. No. All right. What's next?
Okay, main event time. So we're going to the NXT Championship Fatal 5-Way. We got champion Kross versus O'Reilly, Cole, Gargano, and Dunne.
So obviously this ended the show on Tuesday night. They had the face off. I enjoyed the interaction with Kross and Regal. I like Kross telling Regal, this show's been out of control for a while now. I call the shots. You don't call the shots. I'm not getting out of here until they come down and face me, all of them. Gave everybody some mic time. Everybody got to cut a promo on why they're going to win the championship. Standard stuff for a championship match. I just don't know about it being a 5-way. Like,
too many people.
Like I said, if Kross wins this, there's really nobody left for him to challenge. And honestly, out of the 4 people that are in there, I don't know who's going to eat the pin if he does win.
He just went through Balor, so then you have these 4 guys. Yeah, who's left for him at this point?
Now you can splinter this off and have Cole and O'Reilly take each other out, because that's not done yet.
Gargano and Dunne started something.
Gargano and Dunne start something. Although Dunne and Bobby Fish, based on Tuesday night, that doesn't appear to be over with, between Oni and Dunne and Fish. It's going to be real interesting how this match goes. I know everybody was super hyped for the announcement of it. I've been kind of even kill on it. I haven't gotten too high or too low based off of it. And not going in with the highest expectations for this match.
This one just kind of came to me with some, whatever the next takeover is going to be, probably somewhere around SummerSlam. Do we see, Kross Walter? Do they push something like that?
No, because Walter's going back to the UK. They already ran vignettes for him to come back on NXT UK.
Doesn't mean he can't come back. They take their stuff in groups.
Would you make it a title for title?
Kross isn't established enough as a champion to have it go title versus title.
I wouldn't want that anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if I do title versus title, but maybe just two big guys beat the shit out of each other.
I still think they're going to go Walter Finn.
Which right now, I'd rather see Finn over there than back on regular NXT.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just don't.
Kross and Cole next.
You want Kross and Cole 1-on-1 after this? You want that to be?
You can't just end that whole build
After
up
that back and forth. Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah, you can't just get down the fatal 5-way. That's what I think is going to be next.
I agree with that, and I wouldn't be mad to see that being the main event for the SummerSlam show.
Yeah.
And that's why I said in the meantime you can have, what I mean. I just don't know who you have take the pin.
Gargano.
I got
yeah.
He'll be him. It'll be
I was thinking Dunne, but yeah,
It'll be Gargano. Yeah.
He doesn't need the loss doesn't hurt Gargano.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Mm-mm. He'll just make a joke about it or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did they do enough on Tuesday night to get you excited for the match to think that it's going to actually deliver?
Not for me because, again, I see too many people in the ring.
I don't mind it because it's too many people I don't care about. So you add more.
I think it's hard enough with a triple threat to book a triple threat match, but to have a 5-way that's not surrounding like a Money in the Bank where there, you know what I mean, with the ladder involved, and just to have it be a straightforward 5-man fatal 5-way where you're going to get, move after move, people rolling in and out the ring, coming back in without a stipulation around it. I think it's too many people for just a regular fatal match. I think 5's way too many without having, a cell or a ladder match, whatever the case may be. I just think it's too many. And not saying that they can't pull it off because, the 4 people that are in there minus Kross have delivered on multiple occasions in every type of match setting that they've been involved in. So this is kind of a way to, have them steal the show and Kross be along in the match. Not saying that he can't carry his own load, but it's super interesting that this is what they chose to go with. And I have no idea why.
I think it's going to be a good match. I think they're going to all deliver because the talent's there. It's just, I think this is going to be a very segmented match where you're almost going to see, okay, these 2 are in the ring or these 3 are in the ring, okay, and then these ones are going to be on the outside.
So I said it's not like to me that doesn't help the match. You know what I mean? Like anytime we've seen 5 people in the ring together in NXT, it's been, there's been a ladder involved, and those matches have all been amazing. Like the 5 or 6 man they had for the North American title. Hell, half those guys aren't even with WWE no more. But that match was unbelievable. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, like how are they going to pull this off with 6 dudes in there? And they did it amazingly. But like, I trust
this type of match more on NXT than I would the main roster.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Without a stipulation added.
Yeah.
100%. 100% agree with that. Yeah.
So that's giving them the benefit of the doubt.
All right. Let's go around the horn. Who you got and why?
I got Kross. He's not going to give the title up at all. And I want to see him and Cole with the one-on-one at the SummerSlam TakeOver.
Regal.
Kross and Regal's funny too. Yeah, but that's it. I don't see anybody else with the title with it. I don't think O'Reilly ready mic wise. Dunne. It seems like he's flailing to win all the time. Like whenever it comes to titles. Gargano definitely not. He just had one. Kross.
Yeah, I agree. I see Kross retaining on this one too.
They're building Kross up like he might be one of the ones you have to make relinquish the title and promote him up instead of just losing. But I'm gonna go Kross, and I got Dunne taking the pin.
I'm going Kross as well. You know me, I'm a huge Kross guy, huge Kross mark. Like I said, I think they've only scratched the surface of him as far as in ring and what he does on the mic. I would love to see him elevate or have to elevate himself up on a microphone with going back and forth with Cole, coming out of this and leading up to SummerSlam. Because Finn was okay. Him and Finn had good back and forth, but Finn's not like Cole on the mic.
No.
The way Cole's hit the last couple promos he's done, going back to his vignette, and then the face-to-face they had 2 weeks ago, and even on Tuesday night, the promo he cut on the Jumbotron. Yeah, make him elevate himself up on the mic afterwards. But I don't see Kross losing the belt. So,
No, I'd be very surprised if he did.
Yeah. Does reading through those 5 matches, does this actually feel like a takeover to you guys?
No, it feels more like a
Feels like a Tuesday night NXT.
yeah,
A special.
because all the titles are on the line.
A special.
Has NXT has fallen into that over the course of the pandemic with their pay-per-views where they don't really feel like true takeovers.
They don't, but they've never not delivered. That's the crazy part.
I know that's the weird dichotomy.
Yeah.
I can't wrap my head around because like really like going back to maybe In Your House last year was the last one that I think I was truly like really excited for because you had Lee and Kross, you had Charlotte, Io, and Rhea, like
yeah.
But other than that, like you said, it's not that they haven't delivered because they all have. It's takeover. I mean, when can you say you've watched a bad takeover? I'd be hard pressed to find one. You know, even going back to whenever the brand first started, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, and I came in, started watching it. I think Our Evolution was the first pay-per-view I watched whenever Owens debuted. That was the first takeover that I watched. Like,
same here.
It's a good one to start with.
Yeah, same here.
And they've done nothing but hit them out the park. So it will be interesting to see if it's a letdown based off of the card itself. Just reading through those matches there. So what do you guys got as far as match of the night?
I see the 6-man as it. I'll go with that.
Well, that's what I'm feeling. The 6-man.
I think I'm going to go with the Fatal 5-Way. I think it has the potential right now. Right now, you're going in with low expectations. I think it has potential to deliver.
So I can see the 6-man opening the show, but I'm going to go with the women. I'm going to go with Raquel and Ember. As a dark horse for a match of the night. That would be my take. I think the one that will over deliver as far as what they do, I think it'll be Grimes and LA Knight will over deliver. So
yeah, I have low expectations going into that, so I know they'll over deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. Xia and Mercedes is the only one where I truly look at it and go, why are you on a takeover? And it has nothing to do against them too. It's just it's just the matchup and everything else.
Like you said, that should be the first match on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It would be, I don't want to call. I was about to call it 205. That could be 205 for the tag, cruiserweight or the tag, women's tag.
Yeah, like I would have much rather have seen GYV and Tommaso and Ciampa on this card.
Yeah.
Or Candice Rio if they went with it.
So
I don't know where that's going.
Honestly, I don't think anywhere unless they're building to a Poppy match at SummerSlam. And hell,
she's getting those Bad Bunny training.
She ain't built for that.
Listen, I've been attacked before, but I don't get it with Poppy. I don't get it. I don't get the music. I don't get the love that they have with her. I just don't. I don't get it. Like I don't.
I like the one on Tuesday. All the other ones, nah, I didn't care for it.
I like Lil King.
I did like the meme that came out of it, which I sent over in the group chat whenever she's hugging Dexter, and Dexter got the big eyes and Triple H got the shock face, and it said when the side chick shows up at the party. I did like that meme. Like that was great. So
you make it during a tag match.
It looks like it.
Versus Indy. Candice.
Dexter dust off the zebra shirt again.
I don't know, but all right, that's the show, you guys. hit us up. Let us know what you think as far as TakeOver in your house goes. No house given away on Sunday, but tune in to Peacock. What time we got a start time at? 7?
I think 7 again.
Did they announce any? I know that the TakeOver pre-show, they announced who was hosting it, which talk about a nosedive of a pre-show. Those three, I don't like any of them.
Who's hosting it?
Sam Roberts and I forget the other two dudes' names. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
You said Sam Roberts. I'm already out. Is there a match at all?
I haven't seen anything announced yet.
And they haven't, the last couple takeovers, they haven't had a match at all as far as kickoff show goes. So
I think they did in the last one, but it was brought on like at the last minute.
Yeah, so they might do something like that again, but nothing advertised. So all right,
you can't go back.
Yeah. So all right, with that being said, thanks for tuning in for tonight's episode. Follow along on all our social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go to our YouTube page, subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when we go live. Hop over to our Pro Wrestling Tees store, prowrestlingtees.com/DunmarksPod. Pick up some After Dark merch as well as One Gotta Go and the regular trademark Dunmark logo. And we'll be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in our normal Saturday brunch format. And with that, if nobody got anything else, you're a Mark, I'm a Mark, tell a Mark. And until tomorrow morning, we'll catch y'all around the way.